Good morning, people. Good to be with you again. I'm sitting in a stunning garden. It's a garden that belongs to Dave and Val Bailey here in Newcastle in Ireland. I'm with them for a couple of days. It's just great to connect with old friends again. We're talking about James, the book of James. One of the principal themes that runs through this book is the principle of faith. Let me get it straight into it by telling you that James encapsulates it in James chapter 2, verse 17, and this is what he says. In the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. It is dead. Things that are dead are generally of no use to anybody. Things that are dead are not really worth talking about that much. Things that are dead are not going to achieve very much at all. And if your faith is dead and is not accompanied by actions, then you know what, people? You can sing about it, talk about it, preach about it, pray about it, but until you do something with that faith, it means zip. It means nothing. And that would be so tragic at the end of the day when you stand before God and God to say, man, you looked so impressive. You sang the songs, you prayed the prayers, you preached the sermons, you did the Bible studies, but you missed the point. Imagine standing before God and saying, and hearing Him say, that's to you. The point is, folks, is that faith is something that is a verb. It's something that you do. You do faith. Now, I want to talk to you about what that means by using a particular example. He says here in the passage that it is accompanied by action. By action. Well, there are some real action men in the Bible that epitomize totally what faith looks like. So I've chosen one of them, and I want to do a little bit of a mini-series within a series because it's so vital that you get to understand what this faith looks like. It's a thing of action. In the Old Testament, we have a man of incredible action. His name is Elisha. There are more stories told about him, of miracles that he did. Other than Jesus, he was the biggest miracle worker in the scriptures, and according to the Bible, he was a man of real faith action. But there's a word that I'm going to be using over the course of the next few weeks, and it's the word it. It. The it speaks of something. So for the time being, I want to talk about what it is. The first thing I want to talk about, it being the mantle, where we see with Elisha, he had to pick it up. Now I'm asking you, I haven't got time to read the whole story. Go and read the last couple of chapters of the book of Kings and the first couple of chapters of the book of 2 Kings, and you'll see the story. Elijah went up into heaven, you know that story, and Elisha stood and he watched Elisha go, and he watched as the mantle of Elisha came floating down from the chariot that was taking him away. And the first thing he had to do was pick it up. Now that terminology is helpful for us as Christians. Jesus too leaves a mantle behind. He leaves your cross behind. You see, he carried his cross. He says, now I need you to carry yours. And he says to a bunch of half-hearted Christians or followers of Jesus, he says to them, you bunch of fans, you're not really followers until you have picked up your cross and you follow it and you carry it in order to follow me. Let me ask you as we begin this, have you picked up the cross of Christ? You see, that stands for so much. It's a huge responsibility to pick it up. Pick up your cross, take your cross and follow Him. Now with Elisha, he picked it up. Now that mantle that he picked up was the mantle of responsibility. It was the mantle of being a representative of the mission of Elijah that was an ongoing thing. And the mantle was something that was passed on by way of saying, can you continue this? It's like the baton in a relay race, where the baton, if it is dropped, the race stops and you lose the race. Don't drop the baton that Jesus passes to you, people. We don't want to lose this race. We have to pick up our cross and we have to follow Him. Now there are those of you who say, so Trevor, how do I know if I've picked up the cross? Well, it's easy. The first symptom of knowing if you've picked up the cross is, can you look behind you and see that you've left something behind? Because if you're carrying the cross of Christ, you'll look backwards and you'll say, man, I've left my old life behind. I left my sin behind. I've left my guilt and my shame and my guilty conscience. I've left it back there at the cross. And now I'm able to take my cross and walk with freedom of having left all that stuff and all my baggage behind at the cross of Jesus. Now, this is what we have to pick up. We have to pick it up. So today I ask you, have you picked up the mantle of Christ? Are you taking seriously the responsibility that you have to complete the mission that Jesus began? Certainly you're part of the mission. We're going to talk a lot more about this in the coming days, but I hope that you'll take a few moments just to reflect on the cross of Christ, the responsibility to carry it, talk to Jesus about it, look back and see if you've left all that other garbage behind when you picked up your cross. It's a great place for the faith journey to start. We'll talk some more about this just now. Bye-bye.